chance for them to get started in the right direction as we get ready for the first point of the game.
Dockery serves it over, and it's a service violation to start the night as Miami will quickly go back onto the attack, something they've been so good at. They are a strong swinging team.
Yeah, one of the best offensive teams in the country are the Hurricanes with over 1,000 kills and 1,000 digs and almost 1,000 assists on the season. So really a strong point of their team is their offense.
Trump has it rejected at the net, and Miami quickly up at the net for the block.
Well, we were just talking about their offense, and they show off their defense right there. They do have a slight edge on their opponents in blocks this year, 159.5 to 158.5, as we see that increase with that latest block, and there we go.
But then it's Sidney Palazzolo for Notre Dame, a name that has been so synonymous with Notre Dame's offense. This focal point, and Salima Rockwell, head coach of Notre Dame, owns it, that she is the focal point.
Yeah, great game last time out against Wake Forest, brought her kills per set back over 4 per game, and we see why right there. Just so valuable to this Notre Dame team and the focal point of that offense.
And quickly dumped off by Miami. Hurricane team coming out quick.
Looked like Carr on the kill there. Not known for that, more of a setter, but there caught Notre Dame's defensive line off guard, and Miami jumps out to a 2-point lead.
Bach gets it across. Palazzolo will just have to get it over. McDowell blocked it at the net. Quickly up, Lopez tried to sneak it in the back corner. Dockery goes searching for it. Trump has it blocked at the net, out of the reach of Kaylee Dockery, and Miami starting off hot.
Yeah, just a little miscommunication there between Harmony Sample and Kaylee Dockery, as you mentioned. Both of them seemed to go for it and just went off of Sample and onto the court, so Miami point.
Sample up to McDowell. Quickly, Heredia Cologne gets it across. Palazzolo back over. Zada up to Lopez. Sample can't dig it out. Sends it into the stands. Miami now up by 4 with Vach, the ACC's leader in assists per set at close to 10.5 on the year. Palazzolo has it come down. However, the antenna comes in contact with the net, and the Lions judge will have to come on in to help assist the second referee, make sure the antenna's all up to square.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Palazzolo making contact with the net there. Miami does get credit for that point, so seems to be the most likely scenario there as we see them working on that antenna. Notre Dame, though, down off to a tough start. Miami, we're seeing why their offenses are powerful. You can just see the velocity on all these kills from multiple different sources too. We saw Lopez with a really hard hit just a couple seconds ago as the antenna's up and ready, but what a start for Miami as they continue to just look really strong over the last stretch.
Bach gets us going. Palazzolo up to Sample, setting for Trump. Has it go out of bounds. Attacking error gets Miami the point. And that will be a timeout from Salima Rockwell. Miami opening up on a strong night in Friday. We'll be right at Purcell Pavilion. Palazzolo quickly set, and off the timeout, Notre Dame's able to make some noise and get a kill, get their offense back. Coming into that timeout, hitting minus 375 as a team. Quick, once again, early in the contest, but quickly, not the night you would have wanted on the attack.
Yeah, certainly not the start Notre Dame was looking for. They hope that that kill from their premier player, Palazzolo, can get them going a little bit back in this game.
Sample up to Palazzolo, sneaks it in front of Rosado, who lays out for it. Also allowed to get into system. Sample trying to dump it across. Heredia Cologne can't get it across, and it's a big block at the net between McDowell and Palazzolo. Off the timeout, Ira showing a little bit of life.
Yeah, certainly a good timeout from Salima Rockwell. You don't want to let this first set get out of hand. Early on, she does get 2 for this set, so good use of one there as we see Notre Dame really coming out strong. Whatever was said in that huddle clearly worked, at least so far.
Quickly, Miami answers off a strong swing from Grace Lopez, a freshman outside hitter, second in the ACC in kills per set behind Sydney Palazzolo with 3.61.
Yeah, so we're going to see a premier matchup of two of the best in the game, in the country, in this conference especially tonight. And we saw Palazzolo earlier, we saw Lopez right there.
And a service violation and high IQ play from Hattie Monson. It's Notre Dame cutting Miami lead in half to now in by 4. And Nicole Drunick now into the game. Transfer setter for the Irish. Palazzolo serves it across. Bach quickly up to Lopez and flirts with the line to pick up the point.
This is why Miami is so dangerous on the attack. They can get you from both sides of the court, close to the net. We've seen kills from both Lopez and everybody. I mean, Miami's offense is just so powerful in so many different ways. It's just really hard to stop, and that's going to be a real issue for Notre Dame today.
Be a point for Miami after the double touch of Nicole Drunick. Rosado, the libero for the Hurricanes back, laying down to a knee to dig it out. Up to Palazzolo from the back line. Miami keeps it alive. Drunick setting a lane, blocked at the net by Grace Lopez again. Goes out of bounds. Irish able to pick up the point.
Good start for Ava Lang there. The complement to Sydney Palazzolo most nights for this offense. We've seen Lucy Trump emerge in the last couple of games for the Irish, but they really need Ava Lang to step up if they want to win this game. We saw her get her first kill of the night right there.
Service violation. It's Miami back to on the serve for Grace Lopez. High arcing serve for Lopez. Drunick up to Lang, powering it through the block of Vach. Irish able to pick up a point.
Another great example of what Ava Lang can do. Twice she's overpowered the block now and given herself, her team, some points. But going back to that serve from Lopez, I mean, she threw that ball up so much higher than we see from many of these players, and she hit it so ferociously. It's one of the reasons Miami is so good. They're also exquisite on the serve.
Sample up to Lang. Irish pick up the point after Vach came in contact with the net.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. 3 straight points now for the Irish, going to Lang on the far side of the court for us. So see if they continue to do that. Miami can make the adjustment necessary.
Another strong swing by Lopez. Monson couldn't dig it out.
You know, it's a strong swing when even Hattie Monson, one of the premier liberos in the conference, can't even dig it out, as you mentioned. Just another strong hit, just really well done by this Miami offense in this first set.
Sample, push set to Trump, who couldn't find the hardwood. To send back Grieve to serve. And digs it out. Sample. Up to Tarnoff, kept alive by the Hurricanes. Trump has it blocked. Monson gets a forearm on it. But it's 4 touches for the Irish. Miami leading by 7.
What a point from Savannah Vach. We saw an unbelievable dig, laying out full extension, palm on the floor, and then helped out on that block as well. So really good work by her. We talk about a lot of Miami's offense, and we will throughout this broadcast, but their defense has certainly been exceptional early on in this game as well.
Notre Dame couldn't get it over the net. Miami, they will play victors. But it'll be another timeout for Salima Rockwell and her team by 8 here at Purcell Pavilion. Grieve gets it across. Sample has to chase it down. Trump punches it through the block. Lucy Trump providing some strong offense and much needed offense for Notre Dame. And Coach Rockwell talked to us about Trump and how she has taken that next step forward.
Yeah, Lucy Trump, the sophomore from Kentucky, is someone who last year was one of the best players on this Notre Dame team, led the team in kills percent and other offensive categories. Started the year a little bit lower on the depth chart than she certainly would have liked. But as the season has gone on, she's kind of pushed her way back to the top. Salima Rockwell describes her as someone who's best when she's confident. The coaching staff is doing the best they can to try to put her in positions to gain that confidence, giving her freedom when she makes mistakes and other things like that to help her build that trust in herself, because when she is at that level of confidence, when she gives herself some grace for making mistakes, she's a much different player. And we're seeing that as this season goes along. One
of the biggest ones was the Dig Pink night a couple of weeks ago. Had a star-studded night for her. Along with that, as quickly officiating crew is to the scores table. The official score talking things over. And we're underway again here. Moiseo able to get it up. Trump. And Miami able to pick it up on the deflection.
Almost looked like that first kill attempt may have gone off the net, but no challenge from Salima Rockwell. Obviously, maybe one of her players went up for that block, told her otherwise, but we had some fans next to us also saying how that might have been 4 touches against Miami, but not to be, and that's 2 touches on Notre Dame, and so another point for the Hurricanes as they really start to pull away in this first set.
Second team in points per set, Miami is, with 17.73, behind the Pitt Panthers with 18.24. This is a high-scoring Miami team, and they've shown it, leading by 10. Cologne gets a big kill that sends the Irish defense scrambling.
One of the reasons this Miami offense is so effective is not just like the pure amount of kills that they get, it's the accuracy, it's the efficiency that they hit with. Currently hitting at 353, an unbelievably high rate. So for them, it's just about not making any errors, not getting kill attempts blocked, and that's been a real success for them this season and in this game.
Watson digs it across the net. Fock up to the back line, tried to set the streaking Grieve. Couldn't get there. Notre Dame doing a good job being in a position, try and create some offense and put Miami on the back burner a little bit and put them on their heels.
Yeah, Notre Dame's got to find a way to take over this game at some point, whether it's this set or next set. They need to stop. Right now, it's Miami who's doing all the strong offensive plays, all the control and all the momentum belongs to the Hurricanes. Notre Dame's got to find a way. Maybe these next 2 points that they've won, Miami errors can kind of inspire some confidence in Notre Dame, kind of get them going a little bit, because right now the Hurricanes are just seem to be in control. Notre Dame's really on their heels, on the defensive in this first set.
Alexander gets it across. Fock quickly up in setting to Ashley Carr, the middle blocker, who gets in with a kill.
It's the 4th different player for the Hurricanes to have a kill in this game. We have Lopez leading the way with 4, but Carr adding one there. Just the depth, the efficiency, the accuracy of this Miami offense is what makes it so effective.
Palazzolo gets it across. Fock gets it to Heredia Cologne, and Heredia Cologne works wonders on slowing down the space.
Yeah, now with 3 kills on the night on only 8 attempts, so pretty effective hitting from her so far, and just a great play there to just touch it slightly over the block. Just so unbelievable accurate and precise that she had to be to get that hit, and worked out.
Fock came in to get it across. Trump trying to get it back over for the kill, and off the block, goes out of bounds in deflection. Miami 3 away from capturing set one.
Another excellent dig from Savannah Vach. We mentioned one of her digs earlier in this set, and we see another example there as we get a whistle and a stoppage. Wonder what this could be.
I will challenge the deflection, pick up a point. However, Keno Gondura of Miami not too happy with it, trying to plead his case to the ACA officiating crew, and Heredia Cologne able to capture that point back.
Just such a quick strike, so difficult to defend. Didn't even look like Notre Dame did that poor of a job on the block. Just good work by Heredia Cologne finding the open space and taking advantage of it in such a way across court right in front of Lucy Trump, who couldn't quite get to it.
Grieve serves it. Palazzolo has it rejected by Grieve. Quickly up to the front line, able to get both forearms up and apply the block. Cologne. Serve is out of bounds. Notre Dame and Sydney Palazzolo go back to the service line. And Miami, they have come out firing off of their trip, trying to stay hot going into Louisville, who they'll see on Sunday. Grieve finds the opening between Palazzolo and Monson.
This is a Miami team now 1 point away from winning this set, which would be their 10th straight set. They have not lost in their last 3 wins at all, and you can kind of see why. Not only is their offense really shining early on in this game, but also the defense has been there. A lot of blocks, forcing Notre Dame to make all these errors, and a chance to really put a clamp on this dominant set right here.
Drunick up to Lang. Lopez off the block. Notre Dame picks up the point. Now Hattie Monson goes back to serve. Monson can't get it over the net. Miami stays hot, winning their 10th straight set. We'll take a quick break. On the other side, we got set 2.
With a kill. Heredia Cologne and Grace Lopez with 4 each, and Angela Grieve with 1 as well. So a balanced attack, and it's really led to some early success for them. And they just keep on going to start set 2.
Starting set 2 off with a big point. Keep things moving for them. Angela Grieve back to serve again. Drunick up to Schrader and works it through the block. Irish able to tie it back up at 1 to get Monson to the service line.
Yeah, Fiona Schrader is the Swiss Army knife of this Notre Dame team. She plays in so many different positions. First time we're seeing her in this game, and a good start for her, obviously. Salima Rockwell starting the game with a 6-2, looking to get a little bit more offense, but after seeing what Miami's offense is capable of in that first set, they've kind of switched it up. She's switched up her tactics, and Schrader's back in there, and she's already making an impact.
Makes an impact there with a block along with Tarnoff. Cole Drunick makes sure the bunny goes through the hole, tie her shoes as Monson floats it across. Bach tried to get it up. Tejada and Grieve from the back line, not with much speed, has it deflect off of Drunick.
Just a little bit of mistiming on that block attempt, as the block was so close to the net. Normally you'd like to see your players get their hands over top the net so that it would go off of them and down onto Miami's side, but unable to do that, and so Miami picks up the point.
Drunick sets to Schrader. Deflection goes out of bounds. Irish continuing to respond to Miami's offense here set two. Kaylee Dockery comes in, the sophomore defensive specialist from Murphy, North Carolina. Tack error on Heredia Cologne and the Hurricanes. It's Notre Dame up by 2.
Certainly a much different start to this set. Saw Miami jump out to that huge lead at the beginning of last set, but it was Notre Dame who came out swinging in this one. There was a good response for the Hurricanes, thanks to Lopez, as they need to get going a little bit. It's certainly Notre Dame in control. I mentioned at the end of set 1, Notre Dame needed to find a way to retake control. And through Fiona Schrader, they kind of have, and then Miami looking to take it back before it can get out of hand early.
Drunick to Palazzolo as Rosado couldn't dig it out. Palazzolo, after registering the kill now, goes to the service line where she's been just as dominant. Second in the ACC in aces per set, averaging a half. Palazzolo trying to go chase it down, showing off her defense. Dockery will just get it across over her head. Fock quickly up to Heredia Cologne, tries to dunk it in a pancake from Monson, and it goes out of bounds off the response of Notre Dame.
Good point for Miami to win, but also that's some effort, some pizzazz that Notre Dame just didn't have in that first set. Coming through there, you can see that they've got confidence right now. They know that although they got dominated in set 1, they can win this game, and they're showing it right now. Is a couple nice plays by them there, although Miami with a great serve and able to win that point and tie the game, but certainly 5-5, a lot different than 8-1, which is what it was in the first set. So for Notre Dame, although still tied, you have to be at least decently satisfied with how this second set has started.
Heredia Cologne, high arcing serve. Lang goes into a block, but Lopez blocks that out of bounds. More tacky tic-tac-toe going on here in this second set, with Alexander, a sophomore from Oregon, serves it across. Lopez works it through the block. Gets Miami back tied with Notre Dame. Junior defensive specialist Rosado to serve. Palazzolo just gets it across. Thock up to Grave, blocked by Nicole Drunick.
Great block from Drunick, and McDowell also involved there. Is when I was looking at the stat sheet after the first set, the first thing that stood out to me was the amount of errors that Notre Dame committed. 10 errors and also 3 service errors in that first set. So I was thinking if Notre Dame were to find a way back into this game, it would have to be cleaning that up, but they're instead deciding to clean up the defense and limit Miami's opportunity. Of course, Miami did hit a very calm 250 in that first set, a very strong mark for them, but off to a much worse start in the second set. Credit to Notre Dame's defense so far. Let's see if the Hurricanes can make an adjustment, or if Notre Dame's adjustment is enough to sustain them for the rest of this game.
Drunick to McDowell, getting it in front of Lopez. Charity McDowell doing a great job of finding the opening.
Great setup from Drunick, but even better work from McDowell on the kill, as you just mentioned, finding the opening. Not much space there, but a perfectly placed kill right on the line, and that allows Notre Dame to win the point.
Bach has to go chase it down. Lopez will get it over cross court. Palazzolo off the deflection of Bach. Gets Notre Dame the point. Sydney Palazzolo doing Sydney Palazzolo things.
And what else should we expect from her? Just as we've mentioned a couple times, just over 4 kills per set on average. this season. Just unbelievable work from her all season. What a pickup for Notre Dame. Is Schrader's back in, and she's making more of an impact again. What a start for her in the second set.
Fiona Schrader with a hard swing that has it deflect directly out of bounds.
Just overpowering the blocking line, not able to get that block where they wanted. And Notre Dame, what a start.
A joust at the net. Has Miami on the back burner, but Irish able to sneak it in with Sydney Palazzolo. A fine opening between Heredia Colon and Lopez, and it's a timeout for the Hurricanes. They're being spun around by Notre Dame. They're down 11-7 here in set 2 after Miami was able to capture set 2 25-13. Box sets it to Lopez, and quickly off the timeout, Lopez and the Hurricanes straighten themselves out, pick up a much needed point.
You're seeing the skills of Grace Lopez in full effect right now. She was not that close to the net on that kill attempt. She just hit it so hard that it got through the Notre Dame block attempt. It wasn't a perfect set, but she doesn't need a perfect set. She is such a prolific, I should say, hitter, and just got the point for her team there. Big point for them coming right out of the timeout.
Palazzolo receives the serve. As it go out of bounds, it worked back to the junior transfer. It goes out of bounds, and for Lopez, you have to imagine she is the front runner right now for Freshman of the Year, as she has been so good, ranked second in the ACC in kills per set. Lopez comes in and provides a lot of offense for this young Miami team, but someone who also provides a lot of offense is Fiona Schrader, showing it off right there when she's in on the attack.
4 kills on 4 attempts. That is perfection. Currently hitting 1,000 is Fiona Schrader. Just what a spark she's provided for the Irish in the second set. But going back to Lopez, when you watch her play, it's hard to believe she's a freshman. When I was looking at the roster and I saw that she was a freshman, and how good her stats were, and how all those things that you just mentioned, how she's up for Freshman of the Year. It's unbelievable the work she's doing, and at just a young age. So really bright future ahead for her. And another kill.
Another kill. Lopez making her presence known even from the back line. Something that even Sydney Palazzolo, someone who has much experience with, Coach Rockwell acknowledges to us on the regular, of understanding how difficult it can be from attacking from the back line. Lopez, young in her career, showing off that she can do it there as well.
Yeah, she was standing out of bounds when she hit that and found a way to get it through the block, because that's just how unbelievable she's been. There's a big block by the Miami line, and all of a sudden this set is back to a 1-point game.
Heredia Colon showing off a little bit of the Dikembe Mutombo, no, not today. Needs this, receives the serve. Off her fingertips. Colon has it blocked at the net. Works over the block. Trunick went in sliding. A pass from Monson. Has Fiona Schrader again with a big kill.
She's just finding ways somehow, some way. That set from Monson a little behind her because it was such a scrambly play, but she managed to still get great power on it and get it over the net, and Miami just didn't have an answer.
Bach to Lopez. And the Hurricanes, they will pick up the point off the deflection. Back within 1 of Notre Dame.
Another great kill from Lopez, but for Notre Dame, at least something positive to take out of that. Finally getting their hands on that kill attempt, block it down. Did go out of bounds, and again, Lopez continues to show why she is so prolific, with now her 9th kill, hitting almost 500 on the game, and just Notre Dame really struggling for answers right now.
Trunick, Palazzolo, Rosado able to dig it out. Dockery digs it out on the other side with a pancake. But they'll have a 4-touch called against Notre Dame. 4 players came in contact with the ball, they said.
Yeah, it just looked like Drunick's kill attempt didn't quite get over the net, didn't hit off the Miami block, and so when she tried to get it back over, it was Miami's point, and that one is Notre Dame's point.
Off the service error, couldn't get it across. Up to Carr. Zato passes to Lopez. Palazzolo from the back line. Grease sets it to Vach. Vach sets it to Lopez on the other side. Great dig from Grieve. Lang gets it across. Tarnoff able to come down on it quickly. Kept alive. Will Monta be able to get it across? No, but it'll have help from Palazzolo. Lopez, Dockery digs it out. Miami can't win the rally. Notre Dame's defense turns to offense.
What a point. Clearly the point of the match. Both teams just unbelievable defense on both fronts. Miami continued trying to go to that far side to get Lopez, but Notre Dame found a way each and every time to get the block, and eventually it resulted in them winning a huge point.
Drunick wins the joust at the net. A big point for the Irish. Cole Drunick, sidelined in the Virginia Tech game due to injury, comes back for Wake Forest, comes back strong here a week later after having to sit out.
As obviously someone who's so valuable to this Notre Dame team is Nicole Drunick. Obviously, when she wasn't in the lineup, Coach Lima Rockwell knew that it was going to be a little bit of a tougher game, but with her back now in this one, obviously Notre Dame's lineup looks a lot deeper, looks a lot better. They can play, just more depth, just more opportunity for them to have their best players in their best positions to optimize everyone's performance. Nicole Drunick, obviously so valuable in her role on this team, both on and off the court. Selima Rockwell could not stop obsessing over how good of a leader she is. She has an incredible mentality. Even in that game where she was sitting out last week, she was involved as almost like a coach figure for Notre Dame on the sideline, involved in every huddle and just contributing however she can. And now that she's on the court, she's contributing that way as well. And obviously that's where Notre Dame wants her and needs her, especially in big games like this against a really good team.
Flor Marie Heredia Colon from Santo Domingo, Dominican Republic. Gets it over on the serve. Lang and the Irish get the point on the deflection.
I don't know if Miami knows that the Irish got the point. They seem to go into their huddle celebrating. It almost looked like the refs originally wanted to award that point to Miami, but changed their mind pretty quick. So, and no argument from the Hurricanes, so it looks like it's going to stand at a 4-point lead for the Irish.
Block to Lopez. Quickly sat down by the freshman.
First set, Miami using all of their offensive options. You mentioned 5 of their 6 starters with kills, but this second set, they've clearly made it a focus to feed Lopez no matter where she is on the court. Up to 11 kills already.
And hitting at a 391 clip.
Yeah, you can see why they'd want to feed her with all their opportunities. No matter where she is, they are giving it to her each and every time.
Palazzolo can't find the hardwood. Rosado from Orvis, Puerto Rico. Libero serving. Part of Coach Keno Gondara's roots is in the Caribbean, and where he also recruits as well. Is Lang able to pick up the kill for Notre Dame. Find themselves leading by 3. Drunick serves for the Irish. Bach high arcing set to Lopez, and What do you know? Lopez able to get the kill.
And what do you know? She's able to beat 2 Irish players right at the net going up for the block. Again, she's just been so unbelievable. That one off the top of the block and well out of reach of any other green jerseys.
Service violation on Lopez and the Hurricanes. Sends Ava Lang, the freshman for the Irish, to serve. Another star-studded freshman on the other side for Notre Dame, who has had some big contributions since coming in. Irish keep it alive somehow. Palazzolo gets it over. Grieve flirts it down the line, just out of the reach of Nicole Drunek. Maybe not going down quietly here in this second set. Grieve from Jupiter, Florida. Serve across. Palazzolo couldn't find the hardwood, and Miami back within 1.
Yeah, it almost seemed like Palazzolo may be trying to be too perfect with that one. We're going to head to another break as Notre Dame takes their first time out. We'll be right back.
2019 here in the second set after Miami was able to capture set 1, and it's a service violation on the Hurricanes, and Notre Dame 4 away from capturing second set, which would be huge for the momentum, and breaking a 10-set win streak for this Hurricanes team if Notre Dame would be able to capture this one.
Yeah, obviously the importance of this set cannot be understated. Falling behind 2-0, especially with how Notre Dame has played in this set, would just be absolutely brutal to their chance of winning this game. So a huge chance for them to pull right back into this game.
Palazzolo finds the donut in the defense. Irish starting to pull away here.
Yeah, for Palazzolo, it's not been her best game of the year, certainly with 7 errors, but there just put a great topspin on that kill, as you mentioned, into the donut of the defense, right between all 6 Hurricanes players. We got a service ace here, and Notre Dame is suddenly 4 points away.
4 points away, and Hattie Motson with the service ace. Big one for Notre Dame. However, Coach Gondor is going to call for a substitution change. Coming in will be Guerra, as well as Da Vinci, breaking the substitution pattern here for the Hurricanes, trying to bring in a little more defense.
Certainly needed right now is Notre Dame's offense clicking and firing on all cylinders. We've finally seen Miami kind of go to their bench. They've had the same 6 on the court for almost the entire game, but now they finally start to mix it up.
Motson sat down by the block. Miami's able to pick it up. She's quick to get back to her feet.
And Miami will instantly sub again right away as Moisio comes back in to serve for the Hurricanes. Quick adjustments on the fly from head coach Gondra as he tries to will his team back into this set.
Palazzolo can't get it across. Motson laying out for it. Grieve, back line. Schrader. See it. It's to Heredia Cologne. Miami picks up the point. After Miami, says Notre Dame crossed the midway line. See ya. Pushes it too far out of bounds. Notre Dame at set point.
I feel like this entire game, both sets have been a game of errors, and we saw Notre Dame make a lot of errors in the first set, allowing Miami to win by 12, but in this set, especially lately, the service errors are really coming to bite Miami in the butt. That's 3 now of the last 5 or 6 Notre Dame points.
And 6 on the night.
It's a lot of service errors. And it's allowing Notre Dame to be with a position to tie this game.
Rosado lays out for it. Vinci tries to dump it in. Palazzolo off the block. Irish pick up set 2. We're tied at 1 apiece. Set 1 was all Miami. Rest of the way, it's going to be interesting to see how this one plays out the rest of the way. Rosado receives the serve, and quickly Miami getting back into the clutch with Heredia Cologne.
Certainly expect to see a response from the Hurricanes here. Obviously dominated that first set, so we know what they're capable of on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. Notre Dame certainly took it to them a little bit in the second set and came away with a close win. So for Miami, it's going to be about their response, because obviously you do not want to drop this third set. We're now a best of 3. Sorry, Chip.
To Charity McDowell, when Charity McDowell finds the opening in that back corner. Quickly, McDowell out for the sub, gets the kill, get it right back out of the game.
She did her job, right? Nothing more can be done on her part. Obviously, Rockwell very pleased with her at this moment. Takes her out in favor of a different alignment, but she did her job for sure. And there's Lopez again, Jake.
Lopez. It's been the name to know for Miami tonight. It's been so dominant. 12 kills, hitting 370, 2 digs on the night as well.
And that 370 mark becomes even more impressive when you realize that the team is hitting 217. So she's really bringing that up a lot, especially because she's doing most of the attacking for this Miami Hurricanes team. And really, the real standout, as you mentioned, the name to know so far tonight.
Back to the cross. Palazzolo. How they go out of bounds. Miami picking up where they were in set 1, staying dominant, working quick offense and allowing Notre Dame miscues to turn into offense for them.
Yeah, I was just going to mention the miscues, as we've seen Notre Dame really started cutting back on those in the second set. But the first set was full of them, and this third set has not been a great start for them either. A lot of time, though, to turn it around.
Palazzolo trying to turn the car herself. Pick up point self. Packed crowd here inside Purcell Pavilion, part of a big athletic weekend on the campus of Notre Dame. 5 sports across 7 contests this weekend for the University of Notre Dame, all part of a star-studded lineup for Miami. They pick up the point here. And so you have Miami Notre Dame volleyball inside Purcell Pavilion. You have Pitt Notre Dame in men's soccer, a big one in whether they want to capture the entire ACC and men's soccer out at Alumni Stadium. Hockey going on right now as well at Purcell Pavilion. They played earlier yesterday. And then tomorrow, the football game. Then Sunday, come back here, have another volleyball game as Florida State takes on Notre Dame. It is a star-studded weekend for sports across Notre Dame's campus.
And all these sports obviously here, home on the campus of Notre Dame. So very busy weekend for everyone involved. Very happy to be a part of it tonight here at this incredible volleyball game between 2 exceptional ACC teams. But as you mentioned, Notre Dame is alive this weekend. You can see it here. This is a very, very full crowd that this Leprechaun is getting fired up right now. Just unbelievable atmosphere here inside Purcell Pavilion and all over campuses. As you mentioned, all those sports kind of in action and a lot of big games. You mentioned the soccer team trying to claim the ACC. Obviously, volleyball was off to a strong start, looking to get back to that. The hockey team needing some wins to get back into those rankings, and kind of just a lot going on around campuses. As we talk about these other sports, how about Notre Dame with back-to-back service aces?
Atmosphere starting to come alive. Back-to-back with a timeout coming from Coach Gondara. Miami Hurricanes feeling the wrath of Notre Dame. They're down by 1. Ace for the junior transfer. Sydney Palazzolo off the service line, creating some offense.
Yeah, and obviously huge for Notre Dame falling behind 6-3. You didn't want to let this third set get out of hand too early. She almost had another one. That was close. There. Doesn't look like we're getting a challenge, but so Miami stops the bleeding. Big point for them to bring this back to their lead.
Biggest thing, tied now at 6 between these two teams. Miami have the rotation they want. With the libero, Rosado to serve. Drunick, push set to Lang. Gets it to the freshman. And Ava Lang with a big kill.
She's been an absolute superstar to begin this game. We really saw her come alive in set 2. She now has 8 kills, only 1 error too, hitting at an incredible 583 rate. Really picking up the slack for Palazzolo, who struggled a little bit with 8 errors on the night. So for her, just great to see her get going, especially if you're Salima Rockwell, but also Drunick, what a great set right there. Perfect pass right into the breadbasket, right where Lang wanted it.
Bach. Quickly. As Cassiano drops it in behind the block from the Irish, and Hurricanes back on top by 1.
We didn't know what we were going to get in this third set after watching the first 2. We saw Miami dominate. We saw Notre Dame fight back, punch back. We didn't know what we were going to get. Miami coming out and asserting their dominance again, or was it that Notre Dame push in the second set indicative of how this game is going to go? And certainly early returns say that that second set was more indicative. So we'll have to see how Notre Dame, if they can keep it up, or if Miami can find that next gear that they showed in the first 25 or so points.
Lang flat-footed, gets it across. Miami allowed to set up their system, and it goes to Grieve. Grieve a year ago, AVCA East Coast All-Region, and tonight been a large focal point of their offense. Has 4 kills on 14 total attacks. She's now back to serve. Drunick's got to go chase it down. Couldn't get there. Targets Palazzolo. Drunick gets it to Lang, pushes it across. Running a Cologne off the block. Drunick setting to Monson. Passes to Schrader. Schrader unsuccessful. No, Hurricane was tempted to try and make an attempt at it. And now the floor captain, Savannah Bach, having a conversation with the first referee, Mary Wallach. Interesting about what this could be at the chairs. It's a full-fledged conversation between the two of them.
The Jeopardy music comes on a little bit late, just as the conversation was ending, so an attempt from the audio team, just not quite successful, but conversation's over and we're back to volleyball.
Bach up to Heredia Cologne. Lang couldn't get her arm out far enough in Miami. With Grieve on a service run. Leading by 4 over the Irish. Drunick dumps it off. Nicole Drunick, a stealthy dump. Finds the donut in the defense. Irish now back to serve.
Yeah, what a clever play when they needed a play like that. Obviously, you mentioned that service run for Miami. Notre Dame needed something like that, and having the experienced Drunick, the ability to pull that off, the guts to pull that off in the situation, a big play for them at this moment. Now they might be able to turn that into a real run. They hope. Obviously now back to only a 2-point deficit.
A big block at the net. now a little bit of a longer team huddle with Miami as they still have a conversation. Whistle finally comes and Lang will serve. Back up to Heredia Cologne. A tip-tap-toe block by Charity McDowell.
We haven't said her name too much tonight, but when we have, it's been for all the right reasons. She has a couple kills in the game, a big block there. She's been part of other blocks too. She's really been quietly very solid for this Notre Dame team that is right in this set. She's a big part of that. Look at that block.
Charity McDowell sets it down with confidence. We're back tied at 12.
The reverse announcer's jinx as McDowell with back-to-back blocks continues to shine in this third set. Really underrated, undervalued asset on this Notre Dame team, not known for her offense, but providing a little bit of that tonight, and obviously with the blocks at the net, she's just been really, really stellar.
Her
really
third
underrated
of the night. Miami finds themselves back on the right side off the deflection. Something that the Hurricanes have done so well is just when Notre Dame starts to pick up a little steam, they find themselves, get a point, and get back into their rhythm and get back to the service line.
Yeah, I mean, Notre Dame continues to battle back to tie scores, but they haven't led in this set yet, or at least if they did, it was really early on. So for the Hurricanes, certainly you mentioned it, Jake, just a great job by them being resilient, something we didn't really see from them in the second set, but really a lot of resilience shown here from them, such as this effort from them right here, keeping it alive.
Both teams fighting for it. Bach behind the back to Lopez. Junick sets it to Palazzolo. See it digs it out. Heredia Cologne has it go out of bounds, and Notre Dame responds to tie it at 13.
Another great rally between these two teams. We saw a lot of great play, both offensively and defensively from those teams. Those guys are fired up, huh? Back to a tie score at 13-13 as Notre Dame has really shown that that first set was an outlier, and they are really able to compete with this very strong Miami Hurricanes team. And for Miami, they continue to not be able to extend this lead. They're not able to pull away despite seemingly being in the driver's seat almost this entire set. We have to see if Notre Dame can make them pay for that, or if Miami can continue to just keep pulling ahead and eventually find a way.
Bach up to Carr. Carr splits the middle between Manitsis and Druna.
Just textbook from Miami, no messing around there. Just two passes and one kill, and it was that easy for them to retake the lead.
Drunick up to Schrader. As Rosado started coming right for us and gets it out of the way. Say it crossed out of bounds. Charlie trying to go for it there. It's a live ball.
It was looking like it was going to come way out of bounds, and then all of a sudden it just kept going downward, not at the angle I was expecting it. As I had to pull my hands away quickly. Thankfully did not interfere, so no fear of that, but didn't matter as Notre Dame did pick up the point, and they pick up another one.
Up by one. Haley Dockery to serve. Bach up to Carr. Dug out by Monson. Drunick getting a swing of her own. Drunick dumps it off. No looker from Nicole Drunick.
What a point if we see Drunick do that again. Interesting. You mentioned that was a great dig by Hattie Monson just prior to the winning kill, as it was Palazzolo with the setup and Drunick with the kill attempt. Obviously the roles are usually reversed for the Irish there, but they found a way, and it was Drunick with 2 kill attempts in one set. Certainly you'd win a lot of money if you bet on that. And as The Irish pick up that point, Miami with a quick response.
Miami quickly responding. Goes back to the point we've talked about, Charlie, of how Miami can find themselves quickly, get back on the attack, not allow Notre Dame to come creeping in.
Yeah, we've seen Miami have a bunch of chances in this set to pull away with their lead and unable to. And now we're seeing Notre Dame taking a 2-point lead, 16-14, but Miami showing some resilience. So really just some back and forth volleyball, and we're tied at 16. We were tied late in last set. We're tied late again in this set. Just really a really fair matchup between two great teams. What a display we're being treated to tonight. It's Miami with the serve.
Drunick on the back to the sliding turnoff. Drunick up to Palazzolo. Changes the force. Lopez looking for the deflection. Irish not there to make contact with it.
Very rare error from Grace Lopez, so effective in this game. 16 kills, and that was only her 5th error of the night. Still hitting at 306, highest on the team of those with at least 2 kills. So big moment here is, are we getting a challenge perhaps?
Yeah, Miami will challenge, and will challenge the touch here inside Purcell Pavilion to send Mary Ballack over to the monitor to review. Both teams getting the opportunity to talk things with their teams. Notre Dame still possesses both their timeouts. Miami used their first one a little earlier here in this third set.
This is a huge moment in this set and in this game, as Notre Dame and Miami both tied at 16. One of these teams will pull ahead based on the decision from this challenge. As we get a look at some of the members in the crowd tonight. All ages in attendance tonight. Some can see now, some more can see now.
And here comes referee Kathleen Ferracio as take a look off of it, and here comes, it will remain Notre Dame's point. Have to imagine wasn't conclusive enough.
To get another
there
look.
was another.
Great dig. Try to take something off of the kill attempt. Certainly tough to tell from that angle, but great work by our replay crew getting that look. It did appear that it just went out on its own, and that was the result of the challenge, as well as we got another service ace from Sydney Palazzolo.
It's an ace from Sydney Palazzolo, her 4th of the night. Came in tonight 2nd in the ACC with .52 aces per set, averaging well over 1 here tonight. Irish pick up the point after the double touch called against Miami.
Substitution coming, and this is a good move for the Hurricanes, as Palazzolo, both on her last service run and this service one, is really attacking Angela Grieve on the near side near us, and a couple of aces, and that one almost an ace as well. So the Hurricanes sub her out, and doesn't seem to matter.
It's another service ace from Sydney Palazzolo. Have yourself a night.
Just perfectly placed right into the corner, as it was a gamble from Yardimchi trying to let that go, and decided to let it go, and it was inbounds. And so Notre Dame mentioned, can they pull away? 4-point lead late in this set. Maybe they can, but Miami picks up that point on a great kill, and maybe now they can continue to show that resilience that they have the entire set, and see if they can kind of climb back into this one. Obviously, with this game now being a best of 3, this set becomes all that more important.
Sato serves it across. Tarnoff works it through the block. Yardimchi. Notre Dame find themselves 4 points away.
Nicole Drunick has really stolen the show for me in this set especially. We've seen her with a couple of creative kills. We've seen her be unbelievable with the passing. And we saw another example there setting up Tarnoff. She's really, her presence cannot be explained enough for this Notre Dame team. She's been on the court for almost all of the points and sets that she's been healthy for this year, and I expect her to continue to do that as well, as she provides so much to this Notre Dame team.
Drunick sets it to Lang. Erdimci. Swanson get a forearm on it. Lang hits it. Couldn't get it over the net. Apologetic going to the huddle.
Yeah, just unfortunate, a little bit of missed timing in that one. Couldn't get the part of her wrist she wanted on it. Big break for Miami. 2 straight points after falling behind 4. You mentioned Notre Dame was only 4 away from winning the set, but also only 4 up. So obviously a lot of volleyball still to play in this set. What a pass there.
Drunick to Lang. Bach blocks it out of bounds.
We've seen Lopez so effective on the offense with all those kills. They're making a great setup right to the net, right by us on this left side. But a good work by the Notre Dame blocking line, and that allowed them to win that point thanks to Ava Lang.
Lopez can't find the hardwood as it sneaks out of bounds. As Coach Keno Gondura wants to talk things over with his team. Notre Dame leading 2 away from capturing their second set. Points away from capturing their second set. Now Dipschi works it through the block of Schrader.
See if Miami can put a couple points together in a row here. Obviously right on the brink of falling behind 2-1 after their 10-set streak came to an end in the second set. Need a little bit of a run here, do the Hurricanes.
Lang off the block. Schrader was there to dig it out. Right at Cologne. Monson tried to dig it out but couldn't get it in forward movement. And Miami responds there, Charlie. However, still down by 2. Dame still in control, have 2 points away from capturing that second set.
Suddenly the pressure is almost shifted to Notre Dame here. Don't want to let Miami pull within 1. Huge point for both teams here. Could decide the set.
Drunick to Schrader, locked down to a knee. Monson to Lang, set down quickly at the net by the blockade, and it's going to be a timeout for Notre Dame. Quickly, Miami has come firing back after the timeout. Notre Dame responds with their own. Drunick to Schrader. Miami now has it tied back with Notre Dame at 23. Both teams now 2 points away. This next point's going to be crucial.
Certainly is. I mean, obviously, I'm not saying any unknown knowledge when I say that whoever wins this point is immediately in the driver's seat, so absolutely crucial one.
Laying off the deflection, too far out of the reach of your Dimchi, and Irish now at set point and are in that driver's seat like you spoke about, Charlie. They have Ava Lang, the freshman, to serve.
Certainly this will most likely be Notre Dame's best chance to win this set. Not their only chance, but their best chance up 1 with the serve. Let's see if they can get it done.
Bach up to Heredia Cologne, and Lang couldn't get a forearm on it. And now with both teams tied at 24, we know we're going over 25 here. A hard-fought set 3 between Miami and Notre Dame. Both have a set in their pocket.
Guess it's not so surprising that this set in which neither team has been able to pull away is going to overtime, and really just a battle of who wants it more at this point.
Drunick to Palazzolo. Big dig from Erdimci. Lopez has a strong kill, and now Miami in the driver's seat. But first, Coach Rockwell wants to use her final timeout of this set 3. Miami in control by 1. Leading by 1. If they pick up this point, capture their second set. It's Monson there. Palazzolo off the block, drops in, we're going more.
Huge time for Palazzolo with a huge kill there. Obviously the leader on this Notre Dame offense, almost night in and night out. We've seen Ava Lang step up tonight, but Palazzolo there with her 9th kill, and what a great time for that.
Serves it. Ready to Cologne, changes speeds to Schrader. Off the deflection, Notre Dame picks up the point. Rosado looking for a touch, and floor captain Savannah Vog quiets that. Notre Dame up by 1, and at set point. Ready at Cologne, has it blocked, keeps it alive though. Another block, goes out of bounds, and Miami has it back tied at 26. Purcell Pavilion was about to blow. They thought it was going to go Notre Dame's way. It's now back tied. We're continuing going. Drunick to Palazzolo. Lopez off the deflection, in Miami back in control.
What a back and forth set we're being treated to here, with serious implications on this game, no doubt. And Miami now with the latest chance to close it out. We've seen both teams with opportunities.
Drunick sets to Palazzolo, off the deflection. Notre Dame ties it back up at 27. We're flip-flopping every which way.
I mean, at this point, we might be tied at 35-35 at some point in this set. It's just so close between these two teams. Eventually, obviously, one will pull away, but right now we're just back and forth.
Ready to Cologne. Finds the opening between Manitzis and Dockery. And now Miami trying to close things out with Heredia Cologne. A high, hard serve goes to Monson. Drunick up to Palazzolo. Rosado is able to dig it out. Vog chases it. Nadimshi has it go off the block. Drunick up to Palazzolo, has it set down. Miami able to win the overtime set to win it 29-27. They have
Notre Dame leads, and she gets a huge block to bring the score to 23-22. An unbelievable play from her, a turning point in that set, and one that Miami would not have been able to win without.
Miami picks up the point after the miscue from Notre Dame, and for the Irish, backs against the wall, got to win this one to try and force a 5th set. And it's a service ace from Yardimchi. Sneak it in. Drunick down to a knee, up to Palazzolo. Cross court, couldn't get a deflection.
Yeah, a tough break for Palazzolo there. That ball rode the top of the net for a little bit before eventually ending up out of bounds. And so a great start to the set for Miami. Obviously with Notre Dame, their backs against the wall. Can't afford to lose too many points early in the set, as we see another service ace, and it's Miami seemingly taking all the energy from their set 3 win and putting that into this 4th set where they currently are up 4-0.
Yardimchi gets it across. Monson digs it out. Schrader kept it alive. Up to Palazzolo. Lopez digs it out, up to Heredia Cologne. Palazzolo's got to go diving for it. Otto digs it out. Bach behind the back to Lopez, and Lopez can't get it over the net. Flat-footed. Had a long way to come off of the set from Bach. And Irish able to pick up their first point of this fourth set.
Yeah, leading up to that, it was Alyssa Manitzes with a great dig for Notre Dame. And just on that play for Miami, a little bit of mistiming for Lopez didn't allow her to get all that she wanted on that kill attempt, and that allowed Notre Dame to win the point.
Schrader has it rejected. Miami staying hot here, using the momentum they picked up. A big set, but I'll have a substitution change for Miami after a little bit of a miscommunication. Cassiano was on the floor, steps off to bring in Garcia. Karnoff finds the opening, trying to turn the tides here for the Irish.
That'll look good in the film session. It's just perfectly done from serve reception to this set from Drunick, and Tarnoff with the perfectly placed kill, and Notre Dame right back in it.
Drunick takes the free ball and sets it down, and Bach not happy, looking to have a call whether Drunick came across the net and sat it down.
Green card in hand for head coach Ken Ogondara. It certainly seemed like it was possible Drunick may have come in contact with the net on that kill, but with the ref standing right there, Gondara's not going to waste one of his challenges, and the point will stand.
Under my assumption in the rules, as quickly Carr finds an opening to get back to point, you can't review discretionary call by the official, which it would be if it was he wanted to look for it, have to look for a touch, placement of a ball, something that's a little more definitive. That was an interpretation of the call from the official. Drunick dumps it off. Bach up to Lopez. Dockery tried to go sliding. Can't get there. Savannah Bach, fifth-year setter. Dishes it across. Tarnoff. Heredia Cologne behind the back. Manitzes laying out for it, can't get there. What a fancy, dancy play from Heredia Cologne.
Certainly has become a storyline in this game, as Notre Dame will take a timeout down 5, so we're gonna head to break. Stay with us, Miami up 5.
Up by 5 here in this fourth set. Notre Dame needs to win it to push a fifth set. If Miami wins it, they get on the bus and start looking for their next game on Sunday against Louisville, which will be a great one in the coming days.
That'll certainly be a matchup of two heavyweight teams. Louisville, obviously one of the best in the country, and Miami on a really strong win streak right now, and seeing if they can keep that alive tonight. So they're getting pretty close to that coming true, but Notre Dame trying to stay in there, and they win that point to get a little bit closer, bring it within 5. Obviously a big one there, every point big coming up for Notre Dame, down by 5 early in this fourth set that you mentioned, Jake. They need to win with their backs against the wall, so Miami can't be thinking about Louisville just yet. A lot of time left in this one.
Back to Lopez. Goes out of bounds, and Notre Dame off the timeout, showing life here. Down 4 to the Hurricanes.
We saw Miami erase a 4-point deficit at 23-19 last set, so certainly a long way to go, but it's got to happen quickly.
The dig goes directly over the net. Lopez tries to skirt it down the line. Lang looking for the deflection, won't be there. Miami picks up the point, leading back by 5. As now a call from Vach. The first referee calls her over, but then sends her away rather quickly. Drunick behind the back to the slide to Tarnoff. By Vach. Up to Lopez. Goes out of bounds. Irish pick up the point.
We've seen Savannah Vach go to that first referee a couple times in this game. Not sure what they're talking about, but certainly a regular occurrence, especially starting at the end of the first set. And we've seen it a bunch more times throughout the rest of the game, so certainly involved with the officials and trying to make sure that she's in the loop as to what's going on.
Vach sets it to Carr, and Ashley Carr gets the kill. Now Rosado.
Spirit's still high for Notre Dame fans, as we just saw there. Need something soon, though. Can't let Miami pull away, or else it's going to be very tough to come back from, as this Miami team is so good and so difficult to string points together against.
Couldn't chase it down. Big one for Miami. Using the top of the net, it's a service ace for Rosado, and a great one using every part of the net to get it over.
Service ace is certainly becoming a storyline in this fourth set. We've seen a couple from Miami, none from Notre Dame yet, which is how they were successful in the second set. A couple jousts at the net, but back to the service ace is something that Miami has certainly done well this year and doing well in this set right now.
Watson's gonna go chase it down. Artie Cologne, it's it across, dug out by Notre Dame again. Lang, flat-footed. A block from Charity McDowell. Gets Notre Dame the hard-fought points. And a big one there. Irish trying to make sure they stay within reach of this Hurricanes team.
Certainly a huge point, as you mentioned, stay within reach. Just you got to chip away if you're Notre Dame. You're probably not going to win 6 points in a row here. You got to maybe win 3 points in a row and then get a chance to win maybe 2 in a row and just kind of try to chip away, but can't do it all at once, and that block from McDowell is a good start.
Cologne, light taps it. Turn it to Lang. And out is Erdimchi. Artie Cologne can't find the hardwood as it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, a little bit of miscommunication for Miami there, as it almost seemed like 3 players were standing in the one area where that pass was, and it was Heredia Cologne who ended up going for the kill, and just with the confusion leading up to it, hit it out of bounds, and Notre Dame back to within 5.
Vach tried to get it to Yardimchi. Drunick up to McDowell. Heredia Cologne gets a forearm on it. Yardimchi blocked at the net. Monson, a somersault dig, but Lopez tried to block it and it goes out of bounds.
A somersault dig is certainly an accurate word to describe that play from Hattie Monson, obviously one of the best liberos, really good at digging those out of the ground like that. And Notre Dame ends up winning the point as the block goes out of bounds. They are doing a good job chipping away right now. Let's see if Miami can come up with a response.
Bach behind the net to Lopez, and went right off McDowell. Vieira. Junior serves it across. Drunick's got to go chase for it, down to a knee. Lang pushes it across. Goes out of bounds. Irish get a point. something that Coach Rockwell has preached to her team. Fight for every point right now, especially in this part of the season. 8 matches left for the Irish. Got to fight to get better every single point in every single match.
Yeah, that was one of the focal points of the conversation we had with her, was about how in these quote-unquote dog days of the season, as the end approaches, how they can continue to get better as a team and as individuals. In each individual set, in each individual point, how can they get better to improve their team as they continue to work and practice, and emphasizing this development throughout the season.
Monson to Schrader. A big, big block from Cassiano.
Cassiano and Grieve combining to knock that one down, as Notre Dame will take their second and final timeout.
Use their timeout here to talk things over. Miami leading by 6. They're in the driver's seat, trying to walk out of here with a victory. Miami up by 6 here in this 4th set. Rinchi gets it across. Drunick up to McDowell off the block. Watch keeps it alive with a fist. Ready, Cologne gets a kill in the back corner.
Coming out of the timeout, you'd expect Notre Dame to come with a big response, and for Miami, that was a huge point for them. As a service error there now opens the door for the Irish, obviously still down 6. Miami's still in the driver's seat, but this is, with no timeouts left, this has to be the final push from them. There's no more chance to reset. This has to be, if Notre Dame is to make a comeback in the set, it has to start really soon, and arguably right now.
Johnson serves it across. It's already a Cologne. Drunick went in, laying out for it. Slides out of the way. Vach sets to Heredia Cologne. The Hurricanes pick up the point off the deflection.
Yeah, tough break for Notre Dame as that block ends up out of bounds, as Heredia Cologne continues to shine and add to those numbers. That's her 13th kill of this match. She's creeping up on Lopez, who's 21. Just both those players with more than Notre Dame's top player right now, and that's kind of the difference in this game.
Tarnov tried to sneak it over, but snuck it over too far to have it go out of bounds. Moiseo gets it across. Palazzolo off the block and deflection. Notre Dame will send back Kaylee Dockery to serve. Bach in motion up to Heredia Cologne. Drunick gets shifty with it and drops it down.
Not just straight, right? We see Drunick often when she goes for that early kill attempt. She usually just hits it straight down, but knew the block was coming and was able to kind of direct it to the side where nobody was. And just what a great, clever play from her, and huge point for the Irish as they still try to climb back into this one. Miami continues to make it difficult, though.
Drunick to the slide of Tarnoff, and mistime the jump. Now a sub comes for Miami. Svak goes now to serve. Miami within 5, escaping with a victory. And a big block from Ashley Carr, the junior middle blocker. Played in 1 match last year, and so far today has been big. Now her 5th block of the day. Joust at the net, goes Carr's way.
she's doing everything right now for the Hurricanes, and what a show she's putting on. The blocks in this game have really become a big focal point as Miami has continued to get those at the right times. We mentioned how in the third set that block from Abby Cassiano ended up being the turning point in that set, allowing Miami to win and put themselves 3 points away from winning this volleyball game. In that second set, it was Charity McDowell and Notre Dame that were kind of rising to the occasion with the blocks, and in this set, it's been Miami who's been doing all the right things at the net, and it's been allowing them to have this 8-point lead. And Notre Dame with a couple points here, obviously right on the brink. Got to get a bunch in a row here to get back into it. But if Miami continues to be tough on the net with those blocks, it's going to be ultra difficult for the Irish.
Palazzolo. Ready to Cologne, has it blocked by Lang. Dockery tried to go sliding to get over there in time, and now Miami 2 away. And Miami, they got a big one. The top-ranked Louisville on Sunday for Miami team that was picked to be 3rd in the ACC in the preseason, finds themselves at 5th. A win here would be huge as they pick up the point. Now they sit at set point. They could challenge Louisville. That would be huge, and even if you could walk away with a victory, that would be huge for their standings and try and push them up.
Certainly would be, and Miami, maybe a little bit of a slow start, but certainly have turned up, and that's going to do it.
And Miami is able to get the victory in a big one in 4 sets. For my broadcast partner, Charlie Morris, and our fabulous crew here.